It's nice to see a practical community effect on the work we do. Hollywood is so much about numbers and entertainment, but to actually see underneath that and the growth and education of humanity as a race of people can potentially be benefited by the work we do. That's an exceptional thing. So an organization that highlights that is pretty special.
It's recognition for the great thinking that goes behind a lot of entertainment that we see today. It's not necessarily geeky to be, scientifically driven anymore. It's about knowledge and being smart, and being smart is cool today.
And I think it's incumbent upon most of us here that are conscious to try to create, as artists, opportunities and platforms where our new generation can watch and learn, because it's a very powerful medium, this television is, and if they feel turned on and we can make science and engineering really cool in the future, then it's something that would just become like a knee-jerk reaction for them. They don't have to feel ostracized by being intelligent.
I think it's just whatever your dream is, just to follow it and work hard. And science is cool, working hard is cool. Don't let anyone tell you that it's better to not try hard, because it's exciting and it's an exciting field, and a lot of the things that we talk about in the show are kind of fantastical, but they are possible, and who knows where we're going to be in another 10 years. So if you're thinking of studying science, it's potentially one of the most exciting eras to do that in.
Yeah, and knowledge is kind of the best power you can have, really. It's the coolest thing, you realize the older you get, it's the coolest thing to have. So
I think that the best thing about it is that it makes it seem achievable. Even if you're doing something that's a little further beyond where we are right now, just seeing it is something that encourages people to push toward it. Oftentimes, if you present an image and you present it in a way that is enticing, it becomes its own destination.
What I hope is that you write strong characters and you see characters who are able to do really smart things, and they've come through all these hard times. We understand what their backgrounds are like, and we say, if they can do it, then I can do it. And I feel like that's why you write these kind of characters, and that's why it's really fun to watch them, because you can relate to them.
I think without it being believable, the show doesn't work. And we had a real balance between the personal, the character study we do, but what they are about is so much about the technology, and their genius results in the technology that's evident in the show. And if we didn't buy it, if it was some sort of gibberish, I think it would undermine everything else.
I think the most important thing is to convey stories as powerfully as we can, and so that the audience might receive something from that. I think if, as a secondary thing, an audience can get excited about science and engineering technology the way that it's applied within the show, I think that's an added bonus in our industry.
It's just really exciting that there's an organization out there that tries to honor, science and technology in television and film. It's such an important thing. Television reaches such a large audience, and to be able to, inspire people to get into the field of mathematics, engineering, and make the cool toys that we play with every day. It's great that there's an organization that does that, and it's great to be, awarded for our connection to that world.
I think that and doing so in entertainment, everybody's dukes are down. If you tell people that you're teaching them something, they kind of get defensive, and it's like, oh, this is going to be boring, it's going to be blah, blah, blah. But if you make it something that ties into myth and ties into characters and emotions, then it becomes something that is real to their mind, and that's the first step to making it actually real.
With our products, we try to make smart toys for smart kids that really inspire children to get involved in the science of life as a whole. That connection then leads to kids doing things that are represented by the SET Awards. How do you get different scripts for shows that are smart and entertaining at the same time that they're educating. Because it's really the role of media is not only to entertain, but to educate. And I think that the stigma that being smart isn't cool is gone. Being smart is cool.
Well, the interesting significance is the Themed Entertainment Association, which represents theme parks and designed environments, is now being blended with movies and television. Both of them heavily involve science with the art to achieve the things that they do, both in storytelling, that in the case of theme parks, that is dimensional. In the case of movies and television, it's something that you look at, but both of these would inspire people. Now, the interesting thing is both these industries together require that you start with story. Once you start with story, then you start to flesh it out. And in some cases, it's going to be strictly film or strictly video, but a lot of it is to do with science, education, mathematics, engineering, which, if taught as those subjects, would probably be very deadly boring. But the fact that you can approach it from a story standpoint first, it could be either entertainment or it could be mystery and adventure. This way, students would become used to the fact that the engineering and the science and the math is part of the storytelling tool. You don't take it as, say, dry mathematics and such. You take it as, I'm doing a story. Oh, I need some math to help me depict some of this. That's going to be the hook that people can use and get used to, and especially with teaching young folks. Don't be afraid of mathematics in high school. Look at the storytelling and that math. You're going to gradually absorb it. And that's the important point that the SET Awards are doing. And I'm just thrilled to death to help contribute those kind of thoughts to the EIC.